Our second in-studio guest this week is former Grant-Lee Buffalo frontman Grant-Lee Phillips. The band released their debut album to universal critical acclaim in 1993 and went on to put out 3 more highly acclaimed albums before Phillips pulled the plug last year to pursue a solo career. Phillips had always been the heart and soul of the band. Rolling Stone voted him Best Male Vocalist of '95, and critics called him one of the most important songwriters of his generation. This year, he deliberately got his solo career off to a slow start by flying under the radar with an internet-only debut release called Ladies Love Oracle. He talked about the new work and performed some songs from that on a recent visit. This song is Lonesome Serenade.
World, you are a meal. Do you grind away until every grain of life is still? Girl, you like a running stream, and every line I tossed, you washed it clean upon the shore. The sea, there's a peace that I've always found in a lonesome serenade. Such a peace of mind overwhelms as my every desire's replayed. Oh, like a lonesome serenade. Rode on paddle boats in a past of mine I've never known, on a lake, a polished stone, and you take us far away to an island where she can be swayed by another man's embrace. There's a peace that I've always found in a lonesome serenade. Such a peace of mind overwhelms as my every desire's replayed. Like a lonesome serenade. Reckon all that growing's pained you some, still you smile. What's done is done. There's a peace that I've always found in a lonesome serenade. Such a peace of mind overwhelms as my every desire's replayed. Like a lonesome serenade. Serenade, 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 serenade.
Lonesome Serenade from our in-studio guest, Grant-Lee Phillips. You seem to have gotten into this area of silence and space and quiet with this record, besides the obvious stuff that it was just produced, sort of a self-produced project.
Right.
Was that the intention, and were these songs things that had Grant-Lee Buffalo continued on and done another record, that they would have been included in that?
That's a possibility form? That, every album, every song begins with me sitting down with a guitar just like this, and as time goes on, I begin to chisel away at the song, or plaster it on is a better way of putting it, until ultimately the song, can take on so many different forms, you know. And so in the case of this album, I figured it was kind of high time to reveal the most genuine, intimate side of the writing process, you know. Because that's kind of where I really fall in love with it, I think, you know. You know, it becomes more distance as time goes on, you know.
And then more things get layered on.
Yeah, you know. I mean, I'm certainly as guilty of that as anyone, you know, because and it's often the case where I really fall in love with all the overdubs and all the other things that are sort of, you know, subordinate to the words, you know, the intent, all of that. This body of work here was recorded just about a year ago this time, you know, and then I, you know, over the holidays, I managed to kind of put it all together and scrape some money together on my own to package the thing, and then sometime early part of this year here, I started selling it online at GrantleyPhillips.com.
Right.
You know, so the website kind of became like the central station for me and all the fans as well. And my intent was to go into the studio of my friend's studio, John Bryan, who's a very well-known and respected producer. He said, "Here's the keys to the studio. Go in and have fun with my engineer Tom." And I was going to cut one song, and then my wife said, "Why don't you go and cut a bunch of them? You know, you got 3 days." That's true. I can make a record in that time, you know, you know, in the time that I could, you know, tweak the kick drum track or whatever like that, you know. So that's in fact what I did. But there were people like Amy Mann, for instance, who I look at as being a good example of someone who's really just kind of taken the reins, you know, of their own career, and it's important, especially when you really value your own creative control. You know, the more that's a priority, the more you have to sort of mind the store and find ways to see that this stuff stays alive, you know.
Heavenly, heavenly, no other words could I use to describe the heavenly ivory touch of your hand as it covers my eyes, hushing me off to sleep, good in my mind at ease, lovingly, lovingly, every caress that you ever gave, all of you knowing me like no one else at the end of the day, brushing my fears away, knowing just what to say. Heavenly, heavenly, no other love was meant to be mine. The perfectly heavenly stars up above were duly aligned. I had to wait for you. Now that my search is through, heavenly, 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 heavenly.
The song is Heavenly, another one from the internet-only release Ladies Love Oracle, from our in-studio guest Grantley Phillips.
Can we go back a few years to the end of the Warner period? What I want to get to, I'm not very interested in, in all the contractuals of it, because it's been told so many times.
Neither
It's
are most
just
musicians.
amazing. I know,
Which is probably the problem. Only,
you know. But what I really am interested is in the emotional part of it for you, in letting go of something that, I mean, it was really just dead on, and as a touring unit, it was really dead on, and then it's over.
It was a difficult transition, and there have been a great deal of rewards that have come with, taking that kind of leap of faith, really, Because it's true, I had worked with the members of my band for a long while, and ultimately I hit this point where I just sort of had to make sense out of all of it again, The relationships had sort of blossomed into strained relationships, Most of it brought on because of all the weirdness that comes with being a professional kind of outfit, All of us shared in this miasma of business confusion, and definitely it takes its toll. At some point, you have to try to make sense out of it, and for me, it meant taking it all back down to a bare slate.
You're a pony, that's okay. I don't need to see you tied up to a hitching cage that would only break you. The light pours in onto our skin. We have the power to begin when all we want is the world. I'm a zebra, that's alright. All I see is black and white. When it comes to being gray, well, I won't stand in the way. The light pours in and out of our furnace. We have the power just to turn into gods, turn into heroes. The light pours in onto our skin. We have the power to begin when all we want is the world, the world.
I think I saw your name mentioned in it was an article last year, I think, in the New York Times. It was sort of an article about Largo and the concept of the middle-class rock career. It was a group of people, and they were just sort of talking about Largo in general. And the concept, which I rather liked, was about people who are making a living instead of making a killing.
Largo is like a home away from home for me, and it's become kind of a petri dish, for all of these writers who come together to try out new stuff, play a new song or play an old song with a couple of people who've never heard the song, So it's a good kind of laboratory environment, And there are a lot of writers like Amy Mann and Michael Penn who I think Amy has a song called "Make a Killing." We can make a killing too.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, I've seen folks like that perform there. John Bryan also performs there. Colin Hay, folks like Lou Barlow. I know Beck has shown up, Fiona Apple, people like that, So, yeah, I happen to love that place. The idea of incorporating music into your life as being, something that's as natural as sweating, I like that idea. Rather than, as you say, making that killing, because, I don't know, some make it to the top of the summit, and but there's a lot of corpses along, the path, and
a lot on the backside of the mountain.
Yeah, and
too.
I think it's just as hard getting down as it is getting up. It makes a lot more sense, especially for someone like myself, who my songs tend to be a little more reflective, and the kind of stuff that I do, I think the blueprint suits me and would probably suit me well until, my hands fall off my arms.
For as long as you want to do it.
Yeah, I kind of do look up to those people like Willie Nelson, and I've always sort of turned to artists that were much more wiser than myself and many, many years older, because no matter how old I look, Willie Nelson's going to look way older, So I feel like I'm in the Monkees, But the Monkees are way older than me, too, come to think of it.
swimming for the land. Be going down with the captain. Same old rights took a bite out of me way back when the word was mutiny. Nothing but a rap to carry me and my girl. They just wrote a song till we turned up blazing torches on the docks one night. We're gonna burn them down one night. Gonna burn them down one night. Gonna burn them down. And the same goes for those they underestimate. So the love of my life is just another blind date. You know, I hardly had a single word edgewise, but the true believers start to drop like flies. But I don't see them operating arm in arm. I see them dodging cars in harm's way. With so many words, wisdom make it fill up a library. But one night, gonna burn them down one night. Gonna burn them down one night. Gonna burn them down. And I can think of at least 14 ways to up and disappear. I don't need to be told when it's plain as day I'm in the minority here. But why should all the horrible people have all the cheer? Blue-green grass is standing somewhere still. I know it is, even if it's overland fell. I got to think that there's still a tiny patch to raise some hens and watch my chickens hatch. Browsing through the almanac, I watch the stars, they plummet now and then. And I'm waiting for a flaming shoe to drop on us again. One night, gonna burn it down. One night, gonna burn it down. One night, gonna burn it down. One night, one night, one night. We're gonna burn it all down, burn it all down.
The song is Flamin Shoe from the independent release Ladies Love Oracle from our in-studio guest Grant Lee Phillips. To find out more about that album or Grant Lee's doings, you can go to grantleephillips.com.